We have news that broke during the game. We suffer through two miserable slogs on Thursday Night Football. And then we finally get a game with more than 20 combined points, and we get the Christian McCaffrey cannonball dumped into the shallow end of the pool as the game was ending. An unbelievable development, and it causes me to say to all the Cardinals fans out there waiting for a full breakdown of the game, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer because the Panthers trading Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers is the top story today.
Yeah, Mike, so much of this is a shock, I think, to everyone. Not necessarily that Christian McCaffrey got traded. I think there was a good chance, obviously, that was going to happen. The Panthers don't want him anymore. They want the draft capital because Christian McCaffrey has missed so much time over the last 2 years, been healthy this year. But he's missed so much time that they knew they couldn't build a future around a running back who had been so hurt the last 2 years. So they trade, and even though their cap takes a gigantic hit, they can afford now for their cap to take a gigantic hit because they're throwing in the towel on this season. They don't have a quarterback. They don't have an offensive weapon. They don't have one of their wide receivers now, who they all dumped this week. So the one thing I would say about this is that the 49ers, I'm not saying it is a gamble because I understand why they did it. But, Mike, they traded a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And especially for a team that does not have a 1 next year because that's the last remnant of the Trey Lance trade. They've traded that to Miami already. They will not pick in the top 100 of this draft. Now, they do have at least one third-round compensatory pick coming from compensatory picks that come from the minority hiring of both Robert Saleh, Martin Mayhew, elsewhere, obviously.
And Mike McDaniel.
The one other thing, and Mike McDaniel, excuse me. But the one other thing about this is that Carolina now has gotten a bump in its draft, which is really all it cares about going forward. Carolina needs players, and they have made some unwise trades in recent years. The Sam Darnold deal, as it turns out, an unwise trade. So I think each team, it's understandable why they did it. And Mike, the 49ers don't have to pay Christian McCaffrey a lot over the next couple of years because I'm sure they're going to redo the contract coming into next year. But it's still a gamble for San Francisco to totally denude its draft next year to get a guy who they think can help them get to the Super Bowl this year.
He's got $35.6 million coming over the 3 years after this season. His salary this year was down to the minimum of $1.035 million because the Panthers had done a restructuring to knock down the cap number for this year. What that means now is cap number accelerates, and they do take that huge cap charge. But for the 49ers, you're paying under $12 million a year on average for a guy that was getting $16 million a year on average under the deal that he signed. So the Panthers have paid a lot of the money. But from the 49ers' perspective, and let me say this first. I mean, this is an F them picks trade by the 49ers. This is San Francisco doing what the Rams have done and others have done. And I've said this all along. To make an F them picks trade, you need a team that's willing to say, we want the picks. It's the old Reese's peanut butter commercial. Your chocolate's in my peanut butter. Hey, it tastes great. You need to have chocolate and you need to have peanut butter. So the Panthers had to be willing to do it, and they are. And I want to talk about them because they're tanking, and that's okay as long as you don't say you're tanking. Or if you do, you can convince the league office you were joking when you said you were tanking, even though you were tanking. But for the 49ers, this is an all-in move. This is one of the things we saw the Rams do last year, they trade for Von Miller, they sign Odell Beckham Jr., they load up the cannon, and they go get it. And this is the latest effort by the 49ers to close the deal. In the same week, Peter, that Kyle Shanahan is being reminded as he watches film of how close they got to the top of the mountain. 10-point lead with 7 minutes left in Super Bowl 54, and they blew it to the Chiefs, who they play on Sunday. You want to get back there, you got to be bold. Fortune favors the bold, unless you're buying crypto. But that's what they're doing. And it's a gamble. It is a gamble. It's a calculated gamble, because if you get 2019 Christian McCaffrey, you've got Roger Craig, one of the guys who, along with McCaffrey and Marshall Faulk, coincidentally, who played for the Rams at the time, with 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 receiving yards in the same season, if he's healthy. If he's not, you're going to hear it relentlessly at a time when you're already hearing it for Trey Lance, and you're already hearing it for other failures that have kept them from getting to the top of the mountain, whether it's not waiting for Kirk Cousins, and they would have at least one Super Bowl championship, I believe, if they'd waited for Kirk Cousins, not taking Patrick Mahomes when he was available, not saying yes to Tom Brady when he wanted to come play for the 49ers in 2020. It's just another thing Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch can be criticized for if it doesn't work. If it does work, though, they finally get the Super Bowl that the 49ers organization has been coveting since Super Bowl 29, when Steve Young threw up Gatorade on your shoes in the backseat of the car after he finally got his championship.
You know, Mike, every time you mention that, all I can think of is Barbra Streisand. Memories. Look, you know, the one other thing, you talk about the money that Christian McCaffrey is owed over the next 3 years after this year. Mike, I will be shocked. I mean, unless he rushes for 1,400 yards and doesn't miss a snap the rest of the year and is great and they win the... I will be shocked if the 49ers don't get that number to come down.
Well, time out. But Peter,
yeah.
What? I mean, he's got leverage now. He says, F you, pay me. What are they going to do? They gave up 4 picks to get him. He's due to make $11.8 million next year. They can get next year's number to come down by reducing $11.8 down to $1 million and change and kicking cap dollars into future years. They can restructure. But if I'm Christian McCaffrey, I'm happy today because I'm getting my 35-6 over the next 3 years, one way or the other, because this team has given up a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5 to get me. They're not going to cut me after 1 year. They're not going to cut me after a second year. Now, maybe after 2023, they'll throw in the towel if it just doesn't work, and they'll say, we're not going to compound our losses by paying him $24 million over the last 2 years, but I at least know I'm getting my 11.8 next year. They're not going to cut him. They could try to drop the cap number, which gives him greater security because then they'd have to take a big cap charge to get rid of him. So I think he's more likely today than he was yesterday to get the 35-6. Yesterday, he's maybe looking at getting cut after this season or being squeezed to take less. Next year, he's getting $11.8 million. It's just a question of whether it's signing bonus or salary or a combination of the two instead of it being a base salary. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think he wins.
We will
I think
have
he
a little
wins here.
We'll have a little friendly Macanudo bet. Okay, and that is that sometime in the next calendar year, okay, that his contract will be redone, and it won't just be a restructure for next year. His contract will be redone to give the 49ers some advantage, especially in the last 2 years of the deal. But let's take money off the table. You know, the way this works for the 49ers is because right now, Kyle Shanahan understands what his offense is. His offense is a receiver-friendly offense without a great running game. And I think what he wants to do, and he understands running backs get hurt. That's been the history of Kyle Shanahan, going back to Jerick McKinnon, who they paid a bunch of money to, and he played for them for about 10 minutes. And, you know, because he was always hurt. So running backs get hurt. They have a premier running back who, and this is a gigantic if based on his history, if he stays healthy, you cannot tell me that there is a better, there might be equal, okay? There is not a better running back wide receiver combination in football than Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel as far as dangerous weapons. And when you have an okay quarterback, not a great one, but an okay quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, that becomes essential. And so to me, I kind of look at this and say that I understand why the 49ers did it. But if Christian McCaffrey repeats his injury history of the last 2 years, then the 49ers are not only going to be let down, but come draft day next year, they can all just go play golf, because they're not going to have a pick until pick 103 at the end of the third round.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.